how to build a company as a solo founder, and we're talking about bootstrapping as well. So it's going to be a bootstrap company, beginning especially. And first of all, you need the foundation. So it's really about knowing the problem. That's the foundation. Without it, nothing. Can't build a company without it. What's the problem? Who are going to be your customers? So who's your target? Who are your customers? So target audience. And how are you actually? No, not really. So the foundation is the problem. Who are your customers, and the solution? That's basically the product. What you like to offer them. Then, if you have the problem and you know your customers, so your potential customers, and the solution, what you also need is to know to find a way on how to monetize your product. And so monetization. So how you actually are you going to bring money, revenue? How you actually are you going to generate revenue? What are you selling actually? And in monetization there are many ways, like there's subscription based revenue. There's also like you're just what do you call it? Yeah, non-subscription based. So basically, you're selling a product. Lifetime access. When you go onto the software. And those four things. So monetization, how you're actually gonna make money. The solution, what are you offering? What's your solution? The problem, what's the problem? And actually, third, who are your customers? The problem, for example, is so those are the four things which people have to look for: the problem, customer, solution. So actually, the solution, the product itself or service, and which people are benefiting from. And then you have to, out of these three things, you have to make an offer which you can, or people are ready pay, right, for your solution. So what's the offer actually? Monetization. And as a founder, right, especially if you're a solo founder, you need to bring especially because you're solo, you have to bring the technician, so the engineering guy especially, and you have to be the salesman, the marketing guy. So you have to both be dangerously good in order to succeed for your company, and as a technician, for example, hard skills could be like software engineering, right? I mean, software engineering, website development, all this kind of stuff. When it comes to then also electrical engineering, right? So you're able to literally build something, but most of the time there's a factory needed in order to make a physical product, because they have the machines and they have the know-how to make something come to life. So to build a prototype, electrical engineering is important to, or is beneficial to build a prototype to, when it comes to building something into tech. As a salesman, you gotta have to learn you have to learn outreach. You have to learn outreach, right? You have to learn how to actually connect with your potential customers. So you need social skills, people skills, communication skills. These are all the things which a salesman needs, like in order to persuasion skills, in order to get through your customers and actually convince them to try out your product, to test it, right? To give it a try at least. When they're really satisfied with it, and when they're truly satisfied with it, they're going to share it with their friends, and their friends going to share it with their friends, and like mouth to word marketing is the best marketing. So yeah, it's really about creating a great product. But everything is dependent on, like, as a solo founder, if you have no co-founder, you have to be both. You have to be the technician, the sales, and the salesman, both at the same time. And you have to learn, especially if you're like an internet entrepreneur or something, an online entrepreneur, you have to know, okay, where does my customer spend time online? So you actually need to know your customers, who you will actually want to target. Target audience. You can call it target audience or target customers, especially who you actually want to sell to. And then you have to go there wherever they are, whichever subreddit or group they are, Facebook group they are, and you gotta have to make noise. Well, don't make noise, but try actually provide value into this specific group and make a name for yourself inside this specific group, so they are trusting you and believing you what you're offering. And yeah, as a salesman, you gotta have to, as a solo founder, you can't split. You have to be both guys. You have to be the salesman, so the guy who's actually bringing the product to the people, and the technician who's actually building the product. And it's a really heavy skill set, because people especially are most of the time they are specialized in either way. They're very great engineers. For example, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Wozniak was the engineering guy. He was very specialized and engineering guy, but he was not a very great salesman. But Steve Jobs was more of the salesman, marketing guy and so they split it up. So they actually we call it they support each other's weaknesses, basically, and so they substitute their weaknesses with their cooperation with each other. And this is how Apple was founded and how Apple was so successful. Absolutely. But as a solo founder, you have to be both. And yeah, well, it's not an easy task. Absolutely not. It's doable because there are many people have already done that. But yeah, still, if you have a co-founder, you have a much bigger pool. But sometimes it's really hard to find a co-founder, find someone who is, I think, is with you on the same wavelength, who also wants to build and found something, right? And yeah, and if you're solo, then you have to start solo, right? And yeah, that's how you build. I mean, this is not really in depth, this view here, it's just an overview, but this is how you actually build a company as a solo founder, bootstrapped. And so bootstrap is called, you're financing your company with your own money you saved. And it's all about it. So thanks for watching, have a nice day. Take care.